from zero to fluent. That complete guidance to become fluent in English. How to gain that fluency? So this is your way, and these 5 steps are your way to become absolutely fluent in English. So if you follow all the 5 steps. Hi everyone, my name is Shalima and welcome back to my another session of learning English and improving your English speaking skills with me. So guys, in today's lesson, we are going to focus on improving our English, not only just speaking out, but overall English skills, the complete English. Basically, I am getting a lot of requests that ma'am, from where to start, like understand English, but speaking is difficult. You know guys, you want to start that journey, but you are not able to find that particular path. So basically, how to become fluent in English, how to get from zero to fluent, that is what we are going to discuss today. So are you guys ready for this? If you are ready, please let me know in the comment section. And before beginning, please subscribe to the channel so that you can get all the lessons that I post for you on this channel. And please like the video and share it with your friends too. So guys, now coming back to today's lesson. How to become from zero to fluent. If you are somewhere around zero, how to get to that level of fluency? Well, this is going to be helpful for everybody. Alright, so whether you are at intermediate level, just above the beginner, guys, this is going to helpful for you. Now, let's begin and let's try. We all are discussing that you think zero is basically nothing, but that's in your mind. You are not at zero. If you are at zero, that means you cannot understand English. If you can understand English, you are somewhere above the level. Consider yourself that you are at number 2 or number 3, right? So we have to get to that 10 is fluent, right? So you are somewhere at number 2 or number 3. So if you can understand English, that means you are able to listen to that particular language. You're listening to my video. That's a big deal, guys. Listening and understanding a language is a big deal. Now, if I start speaking in Spanish, you will not be able to understand because you don't know that particular language. That means knowing a language counts. You have to take this into the consideration that your half of the work is done, right? That is basically a base. Now, what we have to do, we have to take up this base of understanding a language and we have to build fluency over this particular base. Alright? So guys, we will be building the fluency over this base of understanding the language. So there are going to be certain steps, guys, that I'm going to tell you. So let's begin. What is step number 1? So step number 1, survival English. Yes guys, you heard it correct, survival English. See guys, if you are starting somewhere from a beginning level, alright, then you have to focus on survival English. I think everybody must focus on survival English, and that is a must if you want to become fluent in English. And what is a survival English? Basically, survival English is a component of spoken English. We never use survival English in written English because we need proper structure to write, but often when we are speaking in English, we can miss out on the structures and just speak out the meaningful part of a sentence so that we can make the other person understand, and what we are trying to say, other person can understand that particular thing. Now imagine guys, if you are in an English speaking country and nobody understand your native language, right? You cannot form a proper sentence because you might not be so sure about the grammar structure, and maybe your mother tongue is Tamil, Kannada, Hindi, somewhere Spanish, alright? So here the thing is that what would you do? How would you try to speak something? You will speak, some kind of broken language, right? You might speak certain words with meaning. For example, you are feeling hungry, alright? You just imagine you are feeling hungry, you are in another country and you want to find a restaurant. Would you approach a native person? You might say food, hungry, restaurant. These three words are making a connection in mind. As soon as I say food, hungry, restaurant, a person would be able to tell, okay, this person is feeling hungry and they want the direction of some restaurant, right? So they will tell you that. They will drop you at restaurant. They would tell you the way to the restaurant. Okay, there you can place an order. Reach the restaurant, you just place the order. There what you can do is, you can call out the names of the food items. You can say price, person, would tell you the person, right? These things like are meaningful words, like carry certain meanings. Okay, so they can be nouns, verbs, meaningful words through which you can tell what you want to say to the other person. That's survival vocabulary, and that is survival English. Your grammar structure is, do, does, did, have, will, shall are not a part of survival English. No, survival English means the vocabulary, the word, the meaningful words that are needed for you to tell what you want to say to get your message across. And if you are able to do that, that's your survival English, the basic English, the minimum English you must know is in order to survive for a single day in an English speaking country. All right. So this is your survival English. So this survival English is very important, because once you know the survival English, you gain confidence to speak English. Now you can start speaking English, and when we are talking about speaking, now is the time to discuss step number 2. Guys, step number 2 is become fluent in English. So step number 2 is to start speaking from day 1. All right. So this is something that I have already discussed with you again and again throughout my videos. I have a dedicated video on this particular thing, that is started speaking from day 1. You can watch my video. So guys, if you want, you can go and check out my video. Okay. Why it is important for you to start speaking from day 1? Because the more you delay in speaking English, the more you will hesitate to speak. If you start speaking from day 1, whatever you are learning, the vocabulary, maybe the grammar structure, any English component of speaking English, you are learning, you are listening to something, you will be able to, use it in your speaking, because the end goal is to speak. And we are talking about becoming fluent in English, right? And that means you want to become a good English speaker. Speaking is a skill which comes with practice. So if you don't start speaking from day 1, it's going to affect the way you speak a lot of times. People think, let us improve our vocabulary, let us practice some more grammar rule, let us listen for a month, or at least then we will speak. No guys, everything must go hand in hand. Speaking and everything else in English at the other hand, and both the things, they must go side by side, and this is something that you are supposed to do. So start speaking from day 1, and this is very important, so that you can practice these mouth muscles, you can practice speaking in English, you can become fluent in English, because through this particular, over the time, you will become fluent. You cannot achieve it in one single day. For example, I'm just looking at some recipes. Let me give you an example, guys, here. Like I'm watching the videos again and again, I'm looking for the recipe again and again, I'm reading it, and one day I'm thinking like I have to do this, right? Now let me prepare it. I would be able to make something perfect in my first attempt. Obviously not, it would not come out as perfect as the things going on, right? And that is what a lot of people think, that we are going to practice vocabulary, we are going to learn a grammar for a month and reading for another month, and then after we will start speaking. Right? So when we will start speaking, when we will think that we are really good at grammar, good at verb, you know a lot of words in English, and it would be perfect. This would not happen all of the steps, and the process is there. So it's going to be there, so that day 1 must be today, not after 2 days, not after 1 month, not after 3 months. That day 1 of speaking should be day 1 of learning English, of your learning journey. So start speaking from day 1 and become fluent in English. Now before we move on to step number 3, here is something that can supercharge your speaking practice, guys. If you seriously want to improve your English but don't have someone to talk, try Sparky Ai. It's an intelligent speaking app that allows you to practice real conversations with an AI that listens, responds, and even corrects you. You can choose different topics, improve your pronunciation, and even track your progress. So it's just like speaking to a fluent English speaking partner, but without any judgment, hesitate, or fear. Whether you are a beginner or someone stuck at intermediate level, Sparky AI gives you daily speaking confidence in just a few minutes. Alright, so guys, you can download it now using the link in the description, because I have given the link in the description, and start your journey with the Sparky today. Alright, now let's move on to step number 3, guys. So step number 3 is, again, very important, that is good English input. The good English input, that means a lot of time we need to put input, right? And that is, language is something that often needs a particular model where we are receiving information and then producing. So how do you learn your native language? By listening to that particular language a lot and then reading it. So when you go to the school, when kids go to the school, they read the language a lot. So by listening, reading, and we are taking input in a language through speaking and then writing, we are producing the output. Now, in order to produce good output, that is, in order to speak fluent English, first of all, we have to listen to the language a lot, because listening is very important, and it's most important factor, the most important format of input, more important than reading, guys, because you are listening to good models of pronunciation, the way a sound is made, it is produced, how a sentence is spoken, what is the rhythm, in which way you listen to good model of speaking. And this is very important. From where do you get all these models? From movies, songs, web series, TV series, YouTube channels, and that are in English. So all these resources acts as your listening resources. Apart from there, you also get to listen a lot of academically stuff, especially designed for English language learners, so you can listen to that, and that is two good models of listening. Now you need listening resources, you need to listen. Listening is very important, guys, because once you listen to something, you are able to catch on words, the phrases, everything, the pronunciation. When you listen to something again and again, it becomes a part of your subconscious mind. So your subconscious mind stores it, and when you want to speak in English, you are able to retrieve the particular information, because oh, you have heard that word there. When you go to learn your vocabulary, if you listen to that particular word with context, you will be able to learn it quickly, you will be able to understand it and use it in a better way. Like, listening is very important, crucial. So when you listen only, then you speak. Listening is important, so start listening from today. A lot of times people neglect it altogether, they neglect listening. So listening is something that is extremely important, and you need to listen to good English a lot. Okay, so if you are doing it, bravo. So whenever you are doing with it, learn English, it's going to yield more results. When you go to do your speaking practice, it will give you better results, because you are listening to good models of English, and your subconscious mind is picking up on words, the phrases, the pronunciation, everything. And it's like in your mind you are creating an environment for yourself, a kind of English environment for yourself, a virtual environment through listening to English, and that is what we have to achieve. So start listening good English input, and listening is very crucial. Now coming to the second form of input, that is reading. Reading is important, you need to read too. Alright guys, because when you read, there is a kind of visualization to the words, spelling, everything that you are doing. So reading is also important again, but I would suggest that begin with listening and then move to the reading. First listen and then read. Alright, now let's talk about the step number 4. Number 4 is a speaking practice. You want to become fluent, start speaking practice. Speaking practice is extremely important, because without practice, you will not become fluent in English. But what to practice? How to practice? The big question is, are you practicing in the right manner? Are you practicing in the correct way? Because you might be practicing a lot, you might not see the results. There is no direction to your practice. There is no particular goal into your practice. Your practice the same thing again and again, and after some time it becomes a vicious cycle, and where it just you are ending up just practicing just like that, and you are not able to see any results. Guys, why is this happening? Because there is no particular aim, no particular direction, no particular strategy to that particular. Now what you are supposed to do in that, or in order to have that particular strategy, you must have a particular techniques. For example, I have discussed about a mirror talk technique with all of you, I think like 2 or 3 months before. So that is a practice technique, right? Mirror talk technique is a practice technique. So are you taking a proper technique? That is to in the proper manner. That is very important, guys. So are you taking up different techniques in order to practice your speaking skills? Are you? That is again a big factor. So speaking practice is very important. You need to spare some time every day for your speaking practice, and that is must something that you must do. Now from where to get all these techniques and all that, I have so many lesson videos. I have particular lesson where I was telling you about 12 different techniques and 9 different practices. Alright, so go and check my lessons, guys. It is very important for you to practice English speaking. Now apart from this, I give you English speaking practice lessons. So there are so many speaking lessons where you speak with me, you repeat after me, you shadow me, you do shadowing with me, because there is different playlist I have created. You go and check according to your need, and I give you speaking practice. So you do speaking practice under my guidance, and that is also very important to do speaking practice under the guidance of a tutor or a teacher that I have launched. You know, these free videos only on my YouTube, alright, for you. So go and check my lessons out there. Alright, you can check my 30 days spoken English series also, where I have taught you a lot of stuff. Alright, so speaking practice is very important. Work on your speaking practice. Speaking practice is not something that you just take up lightly, just like that. You need to work on it. So do your speaking practice and see the results. Now let's talk about the step number 5, and the step number 5 is basic grammar. Guys, grammar is something that a lot of people neglect. There are 2 types of people that I have seen. The first one, they want to just learn grammar and grammar and grammar. They focus too much on grammar, all the grammar rules and everything. Other one, now let's talk about the other one. They want to skip grammar, and it's like, I want to speak fluent English but I don't want to learn any grammar, and this is not how it's going to work. Both of the examples are the extreme. So you are at the extreme ends of a particular string. You have to create a balance in the middle. Alright, you have heard the concept of a center of gravity, right? So you have to create a balance. For that you need to learn some basic English concepts that would help you perfect your sentence structure. And I'm not saying that go learn all the complex grammar structures, complex grammar rules and all that. That's fine if you have no academic requirement for it. If you are not appearing for some kind of academic exam where you are required to perfect your grammar extremely, if you are just learning it for your professionalism, for purpose of, conversation purpose, just like an everyday uses kind of thing, that you don't need very typical grammar structures. No, but basic grammar structure we all must learn in order to become fluent in English. Because when you know the basic grammar structure, the basic thing, for example, do, does, did, will, shall, have, that is the basic grammar, simple basic grammar, a very simple concept. And if you know this, you will be able to form your sentences structures in a better way. And if you know how to form your sentences structure, you will be confident on yourself. And that's okay, I can do this, I can speak accurate English. That automatically increase your fluency. So when you are not sure about grammar structures, you fumble a lot because you are not able to form a particular sentence, and then you fumble, you try to reframe it. Then what happened is you end up fumbling with the words, a problem, a common problem. And that a lot of people tell me that they face all these problems. If you focus on your basics, if you will focus on your basic grammar, you will overcome all these particular problems. All right. And for this, if you want, you can watch my 30 days spoken English series, where I have already taught you about some basic grammar structures. All right. and a lot more. So if you are a beginner, if you want to improve your English, you can go and watch my video. You can just the link is in my description, go and check. All right guys, if you want to become fluent in English language, now this is we come to end to complete the process of becoming fluent in English from zero to fluent, to complete guidance to become fluent in English and how to gain that fluency. So this is your way, and these 5 steps are your way to become absolutely fluent in English. And don't forget to download Sparky Ai, because this is your pocket friend. Alright, and it's guaranteed that you would become fluent in English, because these are the 5 pillars of becoming fluent in English language. Something that I have given you today, formula, that is going to be absolute game changer for you in becoming fluent in English. Alright, so guys, if you like the video, please give thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe my channel. And don't forget to watch my 30 days of spoken English series, where I have taught you a lot about grammar and many things which is required for spoken English. Alright, so guys, now that's it for today's video. This is Shalima signing off. Take care and speak English with confidence.